Hi there, welcome again. Welcome again to my second part. So this is the second part of my videos and my journey. If you haven't watched the first one, the first one was just my introduction of the into the channel. In this episode, I would just like to kind of just give you a brief background of why and the reason we find ourselves in these situations of IVF. So in 2015, I fell pregnant. It was my first baby and I was so excited, of course. And everything was going well. I was feeling good. I was working. I was full of energy. We went our first scan. Everything was good. Baby was great. Baby was growing fine. And then on the second scan, which is usually around 5th month, everything was fine with baby. I was feeling good. However, I just started having a bit of headaches here and there, and I kind of just thought it's just the usual pregnancy headaches. However, one day I just decided, let me go and get checked and just see if baby's fine. So when we went to have a scan, unfortunately they told me that baby had died. So there was no heartbeat. That was very crushing, because it went from baby was fine to there was no heartbeat, and because of that I had to give birth to my baby. Of course, he was dead, and that was what we call stillbirth. I had to properly still give birth to baby, and baby was dead. That was traumatic. That was painful. I can't even try and explain how hard that was, but we had to go through it. So after baby was born, the doctors say they needed to kind of just check and make sure and kind of work out why we lost baby, because we went from baby was fine to baby dying. So they needed to work out and see what was going on. So we did a postmortem, and the postmortem came back to say that we had what we call early onset of preeclampsia. So preeclampsia means high blood pressure, and that means that baby was not able, the placenta was not working, so baby was not able to feed, and that means baby died slowly by slowly, which is just so sad to hear. And so yeah, that was it. And we of course, it was painful, but we had to get back to life as normal. We were blessed 7 months later, again on the same year, 2015 November, I fell pregnant again. And of course, I was very nervous, I was very anxious, and we had to have our first scan in January of the following year. And I remember going for my scan, and I was so scared. And when we had our first scan, unfortunately, again, we were told the sad news that baby, there was no heartbeat, and they couldn't work out at that point. They couldn't work out the reason why there was no heartbeat. So I had a miscarriage at that point. They call it a miscarriage. So they gave me the tablets to kind of help wash out the miscarriage. But however, it didn't come, nothing came out. So I had to go into theater and have what we call, they had to wash my womb just to make sure everything is gone now and everything was fine. And that was scary. So when they did when they washed the womb and got all the miscarriage out, they sent it to the labs. And however, we got really bad news again from the labs, where they told us that not only had I had a miscarriage, but I had something they call partial molar. So partial molar is what they describe as like usually one egg fertilizes one sperm fertilizes one egg, and you just get a normal baby. In my instance, it was 2 sperms fertilized 1 egg, and that means that no, the baby was never gonna grow. So around week 8, the baby stopped growing, and hence we had a partial molar. The problem is with the partial molar is they told me if they didn't take everything out of the womb, it could lead into what they call, could be precancerous, so it could lead into having cancer of the uterus. So they had to make sure that they'd taken everything out, and by doing that, they had to make sure they took my bloods every week, my urine, just to make sure that all the hormones were coming back down to normal, and there was no cells left over in there when they when they washed the womb. So after 1 month, I was cleared, and they said everything was fine, which was good. So you can imagine, after all that to experience, I was so traumatized, and I just thought I'm gonna hang in there for a bit and then see how everything is going. I was also doing my studies, so I just thought, let me just concentrate on my studies and then think about trying for a baby later. So that's what we did, and it's been 4 years since then, and when we were ready to start trying, it's been difficult, it's been hard, but that's where we are now, and that's where the journey takes us. So follow me in my next episode to just take you through where we are at the moment and the journey of our IVF. Thank you. Bye.